Hello and welcome to Active Insights Insights on this time Moving Communities surveys. So today I'm joined by Mike Hill. Mike, we're going to talk about the Moving Communities Customer Experience Survey. Can you just tell us the difference between the Customer Experience Survey and the Community Survey first, please?
Yeah, certainly, Dave. So the Community Survey is what we used to think of as a non-user survey, if you like. So it's the wider community. The reason we've changed the name of it is that whenever we go out and ask the whole community, we're obviously going to get a mixture of users of traditional brick and mortar facilities. Probably around 10-15% of the community typically would be using them on a regular basis. But the other 80-85% are going to be what we call non-users. So rather than call it a non-user survey, that's a community survey. And when we get results back, it's reflecting the views, attitudes and perceptions of the whole community. The customer experience survey is just a survey of current members and users. Both fall under the Moving Communities banner. And the idea is that between them, we're getting that 360-degree view of the wider community and the wider views on physical activity, if you like, whereas the user survey is very much about the experience of using the leisure centre.
Okay, excellent. And the customer experience is what we're going to talk about now. And it's been running for a couple of months. Operators have been distributing it, and I think there's about 14,000 results so far. So what are the interim highlights? What are the things that you're picking up on, Mike?
Yeah, I just want to share three key findings. You're absolutely right. We've already got over 14,000 responses. There's a little bit of a lull now during the summer holidays, and then we'll be hoping to get perhaps another 20-25,000. The last survey we did was 40,000 sample across England. So it's the largest survey by far of its kind. Three key interim results have come through that are really interesting to me. The first one is around NPS, Net Promoter Score, which, as you know, we've tracked well for dozens of years, but through this Moving Communities survey, this is the third time we've done this, 3 years in a row. The first one, we had an NPS of 42. The second time, 34. The second time it dropped down to 24. That was last year. So, I mean, I was quite concerned about that, but obviously the first one we did was just coming out of COVID. The second one we did with our first year out of COVID. I was hoping it would stabilise, but it looks like the interim findings the NPS at the moment is standing on 18. Now, that's the lowest I've ever seen it in the sector, probably in the 25 years that I've run LeisureNet and been carrying out Net Promoter surveys. So we'll wait and see what it's like in October when we run the final report based on many more responses. But based on this initial sample, I think we need to really start thinking about why that NPS is going downwards.
Okay. And we also asked a question on the cost of living on this one, which was a new question, wasn't it? So what are we finding out about how the cost of living crisis is affecting our consumers or potential consumers?
Yeah, these are two brand new questions that we've asked. The first one is what impact, if any, has the cost of living increase had on your ability to be active? So that's active generally. And then the second one was more specific about on your use of sports, leisure and health and fitness facilities. And not surprising, there's a significant, it's a minority, but a significant minority of people are saying, yes, it's had either some negative impact or significant impact. So for example, that second question, 33% of people are saying that it's had a significant or somewhat or some negative impact on their use of sports and leisure facilities. Interestingly, the first question, the one which is around being active in general, it's higher. So that sits at 42%. So that's almost half of people are saying that it's the cost of living has impacted negatively on their activity levels, on their ability to be active. And the sorts of things that are coming up in that general thing are working longer hours, for example, and obviously having less disposable income. But it does seem, when you compare those two figures, that the people that are more committed and are regular users of physical facilities perhaps are not being impacted quite as much as those people where their activity is a little bit more general and they're not quite so anchored into the regular use of a leisure centre, sports centre or health club.
Okay. And is there any difference around the cost of living response for the built environment or the outdoor environment?
Yeah, we haven't looked at that. And bear in mind, this is the customer experience survey,
Right.
that all of these people will be users. Yes, they'll be doing activity outside of the box, but all of these people are users of leisure centres, sports centres, health clubs. So we're not asking them questions around outdoor activity.
Fine. So I know you said 14,000 have completed it so far. If operators want to get involved and be part of this survey and get a bigger number so that we get close to the 40 of last year, how do they do that?
Yeah, sure. All they need to do is email Sarah Forster, who's the coordinator from our Moving Communities on this path. I'll say we'll put the email address in the link. It's sarahforster@leisure-net.org, and we just need them to register if they haven't already done so as soon as possible, because it will already be that beginning of September when the next tranche. We've already got another 40 operators who are going to start doing the survey in September, and they've got until mid-October to complete this online survey free of charge. Take part, just need to register. We'll give them the link and we'll give them some help in advice on how to promote it.
Excellent. Well, brilliant. Thanks very much for that, Mike. We'll speak soon. Take care.
Thanks, Dave. Cheers.